All right. So, is there any other questions that you might have?
All right, and the final one I think I have. You said it's impossible to technically go to what's considered space, right?
That's correct.
Then how come in the video they literally go to space? In the balloon. I know you said you can just prove that video wrong, but then...
No, I'll tell you. So 90... you might want to mute.
Oh my God.
So 90,000 feet is not into space. Okay, so 40,000 feet is the height of an airline cruise. You know, that's a commercial airliner will cruise at that altitude, about 40,000 feet. Now, the Red Bull space jump, I don't know if you've heard about this. There was a guy, his name is Felix Baumgartner, who did what's called a Red Bull space jump. Hang on. Rock Heavy, I think we're getting some mic issues coming out of you. Rock Heavy?
Yeah.
All right, so Felix Baumgartner did a Red Bull space jump, which was actually dubbed the Edge of Space jump. And he did it at 128,000 feet. So it was much higher than this balloon went, because this balloon is at 90,000 feet. Do you know where outer space begins, Oliver? Not sure if you know this.
No, but I have seen that space jump video.
Okay. Well, anyway, he wasn't actually in space. That's another thing that you might want to know. And he was at 128,000 feet. But even at that altitude, Neil deGrasse Tyson said that the Earth at that high altitude looks flat. He's not for flat Earth, but he was just saying that because that Felix Baumgartner's Red Bull space jump, it looked like the Earth was really curved on his one of his cameras, maybe two of his cameras. It looked like the Earth was represented as like having huge amounts of curvature. So he was at 128,000 feet, and Neil deGrasse Tyson said that stuff is flat. And he came out on video and said that he was speaking to like an audience when he was saying it. So 128,000 feet is still not space. The Kármán line is said to be put at like 62 miles up. Past that is what is considered outer space or low Earth orbit. You could look that up too to confirm what I'm saying.
Wait, the guy that jumped out of the or whatever it was,
yeah, Red
he himself said it was flat.
No. Actually, that guy that jumped out of the gondola was like a big balloon carrying like a pod. He said it was the most curvature he's ever seen. He's a freaking liar, because Neil deGrasse Tyson said at that altitude that stuff looks flat. So Neil deGrasse Tyson was basically saying that you have to get much higher than that to actually see the curvature of Earth. That's what he was referring to when he said that stuff is flat from the altitude that Felix Baumgartner was at. Yet Felix Baumgartner, when he was actually interviewed when he landed, he was talking to this lady that was interviewing him. He's like, "Oh yeah, it was really curved when I was up." Like he was saying that, but it's not. According to Neil deGrasse Tyson, it's not. So, and he's a science communicator. Of course, you might know him.
But I thought you don't believe Neil deGrasse Tyson.
I'm using him as a hostile witness at the moment, Parmesan. So what I'm saying is that he's actually contradicting what Felix Baumgartner is saying. So he's going against what Felix Baumgartner is saying, and even going against what people say when they fly on airplanes, when they say they see Earth curvature from an airplane at 40,000 feet. So that's why I'm actually referring to him, because him being a hostile witness, I don't have to agree with what he's saying, but I could use what he's saying against the globe Earth to the point where some people claim they see curvature at a certain altitude, and that's not the Earth curvature they're seeing, according to him. And he's the science communicator that's actually on Star Talk, and he's popular and people know him and so on and so forth. So he's basically like a globe Earth guru or whatever you want to call that guy. Anyway, getting back to the idea that you're in space from that altitude, you're not. So, yeah, like I said, space is considered beyond the Kármán line, which is about 62 miles above the Earth's surface. Then that's considered outer space or low Earth orbit, whichever one.
Okay, so you said that the Red Bull jump guy, I don't know his name, he was 120,000 feet in there, and that's not considered space yet?
No.
How far from space is that, like, estimate?
Like I just told you, 62 miles up.
Which is 329,000 feet.
Oh, wait, hold on. So, okay, from the Earth's, like,
surface.
From the Earth flat, you said surface, yeah. It's 62 miles.
Yes.
I need to do some math here.
It's 329,000 feet.
I believe it's based off sea level. I'm sorry.
That's 329,000 feet.
I think he's gonna punch it in the calculator. God rockin'. It's some people just gotta look at the numbers themselves.
I just did. That's why I'm saying it.
Yeah, thanks for that. He's gonna see that himself.
Yeah, so he was like halfway, technically, to space.
But you're not in space. That's the
Yes.
point, right?
So there would still be a gravitational.
Well, that's even a problem too, but we haven't even addressed that point. But because of the fact that we don't have to. Remember at the very beginning of the 3 points that I gave you?
Yeah.
So Earth curvature, the Earth spinning, axial rotation, and the vacuum of space were all put aside as beliefs. So at this current time right now, there's nothing that you could rest your mind on thinking that you know for sure that the Earth is a globe. Because at this, like I said, at this time, it's just a belief that you're carrying that it is. And you've seen videos and pictures from space and all these other things, but there's no way that you can actually claim you could verify the Earth is a globe. And that's why I put those 3 points before our discussion began.
All right.
All right. Do you have any more questions?
That's the best approach I've seen yet.
I think that's, you know,
Oh, but wait. Okay, I have one more question. You
Sure.
know how hold up. I forgot what the fucking numbers are. How much of the ocean is
undiscovered.
explored and like undiscovered? How does that work if the Earth is flat? You know?
What do you mean?
Like
Yeah. I'm going to ask what your friend's asking. What do you mean?
so how like only like how much it's like 5%, I don't know. But it's only like a little bit of the ocean that we've explored on the Earth, right? Yeah, only like 5%.
They're
So
talking about going down inside the ocean, looking at the floor, exploring it from the seabed up, and that they're not talking about flying over it. We've had flown over much more of the ocean than that. In fact, they do it every day in jet airplanes, just flying back. And
Yeah.
forth.
Are you talking about over or under? Like, what are you talking about?
It has to be under.
That's what I was assuming that he was saying that. But are you saying under the ocean or on the surface?
under.
Okay. Yeah, you're right. God rockin'. I don't know. What relevance does that have with anything? Did you want to bring up a point with that, or?
We're saying the ocean, flat Earth, the ocean wouldn't be any smaller than the globe. In fact, it might even be larger.
Well, there's more water than there is land, so there's that, right?
Yeah. The globe, they say there's 70% water. And the flat Earth, who knows? Because the south area is much larger than they're telling us as far as the circumference of it around. So it might even be 80 or 90% water. Who knows? We just don't know because they won't let us investigate
Yep.
that. They won't let us sail south and make the measurements. So something that's being hid from us.
All right. So, do you have any more questions? Or I'm probably going to see if anybody else is in here. We can, if you don't have any questions. Anyways,
Hello. Whoa.
go ahead.
There's one thing. Hold on. You know what? You can just keep on. My bad.
All right.
Can I ask one?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so one thing I always forget is to mention, besides no curve, no outer space or vacuum, and then no not moving. The other thing I always forget to mention is that no proof of a core and no proof of the size. So like, there's no proof of the core of the Earth. There's also no proof of the length, width, height, depth. There's no proof for any of that. Just so you know.
All right. So, anyways, Oliver and Oliver's friend, thank you for joining us here. If you guys want to come back and have a chat with us, you can. I'm going to give you guys VC verified, so that if you come back at a later time or want to ask some more questions, you can definitely do that. But I'm going to skip off to somebody else and see if who else we got in here. So just like to say hi to all the people that are in this Discord. Hello, Jenny, Lulu, James, El Boriqua.
Hey, hey, how's it going?
Pretty good.
Awesome.
Just chatting here with new people that are joining. How you guys, Zodiac? What's going on, man? I didn't forget you.
I'm good.
Quantum Eraser is here. What's up, dude? Probably busy doing something. He's usually working on his videos. Nothing much,
Yo,
man.
that was an amazing conversation, by the way.
Yeah.
Miggy. It was really well put. A lot of that shit.
Yeah, Miggy, you do a great job.
Hey, Miggy,
Mhm.
the voice text is moving pretty fast, but I posted an article I just heard about on the radio on my way home just a little bit ago. And so they were saying, it was just a minute or two, they were talking about it, but allegedly NASA just found water on the moon, except for it's not liquid pooling water. They said it was molecules of water. So it's like WTF. What is that?
Yeah, there's. I want to say there was an article I read a while back when I was doing Zany Space News when I was doing FE Initiative. They said that they found ice underneath the moon's surface, which they were planning to actually take something to heat that up and, make water on the moon. Some of the crazy thing that they were saying, but they did say that beneath the surface of the moon there was ice.
Well, they said this was, I forget which crater it was. They said it was one of the larger craters. I mean, I know it wasn't Tycho crater, but it starts with a C. I just quickly posted it, but it's kind of lost in the live stream voice text by now.
Maybe they can melt that ice, and the next time they go to the moon, they can take their swimming suits with them.
Oh, I see it. I see your article. Yeah.
When you post something in the live stream text, it's good to remember the time after the hour. So you can just say like 17 after the hour.
It's 12 minutes after the hour, her post. Right after Drace's. It's Sophia actually discovers water on a sunlit surface of the moon.
And Sophia is AI?
No. Sophia's the Stratospheric Observatory for Infrared Astronomy.
Oh, okay.
And this was posted from NASA's website like 9 hours ago.
So basically a giant plane with a giant telescope inside of it. Sort of.
They're also supposed to be landing on they're supposed to be landing on an asteroid right now too.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're doing a lot of things in the.
So,
They're doing a lot of things in Narnia. Let's say. Yeah. All right. So we got another person who wants to ask a question. Let's see. Hugh, who are you there?
Not cool, dude.
That was loud.
Interesting.
ouch, that hurt my ears.
I'm dead.
That was terrifying.
Had to just put a little note at the end of his ban.
I thought my smoke alarm went off.
Evacuate the building.
It's like that Dumb and Dumber guy. He said, "You want to know the most annoying sound in the world?" Ah! It reminded me of that.
I like your approach, Miggy. It's probably the best I've heard.
Yeah, I try to engage in the way that it can actually make people look at both sides. But first, we have to actually show them what their knowledge is of the globe Earth before we get into flat Earth. Because it's like you can't give them the goods until you actually see where their knowledge is, and then you can engage with the questions. I think that the only honest way for them to actually be open to hearing something is that they can actually have a standpoint of like, well, maybe it doesn't work with the globe Earth. Let me hear what you guys have. That kind of thing.
Well, at the same time, it also shows that you're concerned on what they know, like you're willing to hear them.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, too many times I think the approach is, just shutting down what they know. And for me, I think it's a journey, right? Like how anybody ever got to flat Earth. So what if this is going to be their journey into it? I would want them to actually have, at least a welcoming way in, so they can start investigating.
Totally. We got to get on the same page, and like I like to find out what their other red pills are. By the way, Miggy, you didn't call out the fact that we're not a flat Earth society when you mentioned it earlier.
But I mean, if there's so like within the conversation, here's the thing: I'm not gonna encompass every point. The reason why I bring these 3 points up is because they're the most pertinent, positive claims that stand out as far as like with the globe Earth. So everything that encumbers, the flat Earth, it's going to have to be done within a research of their own capability. So at whatever time they feel like it, they're going to start looking into it, and then they'll start to see things that, Flat Earth Society puts out. They come back here and ask us questions. Then we tell them, no, we're not those guys. But for now, I just want to give it to them so they can look at.
Yeah.
So yeah, I just wanted to mention the 3 points that I bring up. I would kind of like to hand the template to anybody here. You guys can do the very same thing. Just remember the 3 points. I mean, you don't have to do it exactly the way I do it, but if you do, it's just curvature, axial rotation, and the vacuum of space. That's simple, right? And when you engage somebody new, just before you go into, like, they're gonna want to ask you like questions, like Oliver was trying to ask me questions, but I wanted him to actually honestly tell me what he knows about the globe first. So make sure that you keep it on those points and reiterate your points and say, okay, so we went over this point. Now let's go on to the next. But establish your way like a stairway on the way up to the vacuum of space. So that way it kind of builds it up to where all 3 points are kind of looked over. Let them kind of search for the information. And then, each point you could kind of talk about it with them about what you know. You know what I mean? Make the points your own kind of thing. But that's the template that I've been using, and it's effective. So as you guys heard, so yeah, I would encourage you guys to kind of look into that template and use it for your own.
So yeah, we're more so talking about the ball Earth more than flat Earth.
Mhm.
I try telling people that we're really debunking your claim rather than proving flat Earth, and they just laugh at me. So yeah, you really do have to stick it to the template. You can't just tell these guys stuff. You have to make them work through it, or else it won't.
Here's the thing: you can add 20 points to it, but you're gonna overload the listener. If you go onto Flat Earth Society, Illuminati, you go into all these other topics that right now don't need to be focused on, you're gonna throw off the main objective, is to get them to look at the globe. So I know those are questions that itch in your mind too, and you want them to know, but that's a journey for everybody to take, right? You got to get them on the main points of Flat Earth. Like they need to understand the globe and then ask you questions about Flat Earth. And then you engage them in that way. But if you start overloading them with like too many things, if you make it like, instead of a template of 3 questions, you make it like 30 questions, that's not good. Because I mean, people need just small bits of information so they can come back and maybe engage you later on with more. Like, you know what I mean? Like, can't make it too overwhelming. Just got to keep it short and sweet.
Another point that I'd like to make is that wasn't short and sweet. You know what I mean? It was 3 very important aspects, and they need to be looked over. So we don't really have time to, I don't know, quote unquote, waste time to waste on everything else. It's a lot of time it takes.
Yeah. Notice that he started asking questions about the thing that we've already like. So when you do these 3 points, you've already established something. So he was asking about like, how can we, well, let me ask you questions about pictures of space. I reverted back to, we talked about that with the 3rd point, which is the vacuum of space, and how that can't be a possibility. So he was like, oh, so he didn't ask any more about the pictures of space. He didn't need to, because the point was covered in the three points. You know what I mean? So you don't have to dive deep anymore because you've already talked about it. It satisfied him in his mind to be like, oh, well, I don't need to ask anymore because we did talk about that. You guys know what I'm saying? Like that's.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say is they could have, I'm not saying that they didn't act like it, but it also could have been because of your approach. They could have been hardcore globers, right? But your approach made them willing to listen, especially, you know, when they noticed you were. I don't know if that made any.
No, yeah. Yeah. But yeah, I've been doing this template for a while now. I don't know if you guys have been hearing me, talk in these 3 points. I've been doing it for the past week or so, maybe.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever heard it before. I'd have memorized that.
Yep. Well, yeah, you could, like I said, you could use a template and make it your own. Like however you talk to somebody about it, curvature, axial rotation, and the vacuum of space.
Yeah, I'm gonna use it.
You've been killing it, Miggy. That shit's tight.
Yep. I mean, you could even do activism with those points. Go out into people on the street.
Well, yeah, Flat Earth music. You can take those 3 points and give it to a bunch of people. Hey, make music with these 3 templates. It's like what that YouTuber does. You give him words, and he raps about them. So go in there and throw axial rotation. Boom! Super chat his channel, axial rotation, and he's like, and he starts rapping about it. So Flat Earth music, dude. You can really give it to anybody, that template. Tell them to make music with it, and then boom, that's a style.
Well, I'm not kidding. A lot of them would have answered all 3 of those points by just saying gravity.
Right.
So just go ahead and let them say it, right?
Yep.
And then you can hit on more points, and pretty soon they'll find out that for some reason all their answer is gravity.
Well, he did. I think he mentioned gravity when we're talking about gas pressure.
Did. Yeah, he did. He mentioned it on your first 2, but not the 3rd.
When we actually talked about how it doesn't affect gas, he was like, "Oh, you're right." Did you hear that when he thought about it?
Yeah, it don't affect it at all.
Yeah, he understood. Like that was really cool. I think when they get it within the conversation, it's pretty cool. And him and his friend were actually talking about it too, because I heard him in the background.
So. Well, yeah, a lot of these guys' problems is they come in, they're like, no, Earth's not flat, and they're ready to fight.
Well, those guys I've been guilty of the same thing. Yeah. As a flat earther, I've been guilty of the same thing. So that's what I'm saying. I like Miggy's approach. It's a good approach. Mutual, neutral.
All right, maybe you guys should try it out. How about that? There's some new people in here. You want to mute somebody?
Yeah, go ahead. Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say I could mute somebody and then you guys go ahead with them. See, we got Space Monkey in here. Does anybody want to do the template with Space Monkey?
I'm
I
excited.
guess.
I'm excited to
can
hear
go
this.
for
I'm
it.
walking into the store right now, but I'm really excited to listen.
All right. So I'm unmuting Space Monkey and I'll give it to any flat earther that's in here right now if you wanted to take the template and try it out. Space Monkey, I'm unmuting you. You have control of your mic. Welcome to the 24/7 Flat Earth Discord. And thank you for joining us. Are you there, Space Monkey?
Try unmuting yourself.
Anticlimactic.
Well, we got some more people in here. We'll just all right,
Let's
Space
try
Monkey. If you don't answer, we'll just put you back on mute in case you're gonna play loud noises or something. All right, let's see who else we got. Scrolling through the chat. Orange Laser is VC verified. And so is Pigo Death. They're both VC verified.
And Iro Siwa.
I Rockwell. I think he's a flat earther.
Oh, okay.
Oh, wait. No. I Rockwell, you're still on the fence, right? You're still looking into it?
No. We've had this conversation, Miggy.
You are a flat earther, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I don't know why you don't have the tag.
I
thought I'd give it to you.
Switch me up, man. Switch me up.
No, I thought I'd give it to you.
He was just waiting for the 24 hours, I think. I heard the conversation.
Oh.
Wait, I thought that was Rice, though.
It's
No, it
just
wasn't
that
Rockwell.
picture. That regular
Okay.
ass picture. It just throws people off.
Anyway, I gave you flat earther, I Rockwell, because I know we've had a conversation previously. So, let's see. Orange Laser, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Hey, man, what's going on?
Doing my homework while I'm listening to you guys.
Ah, so you're busy, huh? Okay.
Yeah.
I was gonna see if you wanted to engage, but I'd rather say do your homework first, then talk to us.
Don't do drugs.
Let's see. Oh, Larry Butter just joined. How's it going, Larry Butter?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Fairly well, sir. Macaroni Man also joined us. At this current time, we're taking some questions, so the floor is open right now. If you guys want to have a discussion with us about the shape of the Earth, you're very much welcome to. I don't think I've spoken to you, Larry. So
yeah, sorry. I don't know. This might be a silly question, but I just maybe I haven't looked hard enough. What is under the Earth?
It's assuming a finite size. No one knows. No one
you're
knows.
talking about if you dig down. Is that what?
Yeah,
Or
are
you referencing like the idea that the Earth is flat, like a pizza flying through space, like what's underneath?
You know, like the diagram that we all go off of, like with the ice wall around it.
Okay, yeah, that's a.
Yeah, I don't know.
Talking about
the
you're talking about the AE map, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Could I just real quick step in?
Yeah.
What about the model of the globe? It says that the crust is 12 miles deep, right?
But they only dug like 7.6.
Now we've only dug down 7.6 miles.
Yeah.
Anything past that is a speculation. So
right.
There's that.
So we don't know.
In all fairness, though, you only
far
have
we can
that.
go down.
You have that one article from Russia, right? That one mine in Russia. That's the Russian mine you're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Truthfully, is we actually don't know where else they've have drilled along the Earth. We've only subjected to that one article. Do you guys remember what the article said regarding why they stopped and what they were shocked to find? And
liquid or something?
Yeah, they couldn't find a bit that would get any deeper.
Well, I know that they expected it to be one way, and it was the other. And I can't recollect whether it was water they found. They didn't expect to find water there, or whether or not it was colder or hotter. I can't remember. But there was
some kind of liquid, I think, right?
Yeah, I think there
They
was a
said it
liquid
was
thing.
going to be hot every single half mile they went down or something. They were predicting what they were going to find, and it was the exact opposite of what they were predicting.
Something like that
Every
regarding temperature,
So
regarding fluids, and
They
everything.
said it was going to be dense and hot, but it was actually airy and cold and liquid. And
I think they were they were surprised.
Fascinating.
Yeah, they were surprised with it. But my thing is, during the research of that one particular article, you could take a look at more mining companies and places around the world, but just to rely on that one article as proof that they haven't dug farther, I think it's kind of disingenuous in your research. Just wanted to bring that up. I don't think it's a strong argument when it comes to the core of the Earth, because I think they have other forms of technology that they've been shooting the ground with for the last 30 years. So
yeah,
are they coming forward? Are they coming forward with that technology? Is there a
they won't tell you the
deeper hole
results
that you know of?
Well, no, that's what I'm saying is to rely on the
So
one
it's
article.
speculation that there's a deeper hole.
Yeah, and adding on to what you had said about the article, I feel like, especially in any case, you're going to need at least two sources of evidence.
Well,
Because
why would they tell you this article? Why would they give you this news? Why would man, the greatest achiever to go to the moon, tell you that can only dig? So you have to look kind of behind the lines. At least that's what I've started to do. Because if the way I see it, they tell you as plain as day sometimes the truth, but then there's a reason why they tell you some of these things. Are they saying they don't have the technology? Was that to fund more investment into it? Do you know what I mean? Look at the motivation for the article to begin with. A lot of the stuff that we're like, flat Earth has been presented to us on a sheet of paper, fucking all laid out for us with a map, and go to this point, go to that point, go to this point. So just like anything else that we're led to believe or to follow, it's going to be the same sort of direction, right? It's the same as the Mariana Trench or the guy from Terminator, the director that supposedly went deep down, and you know what I mean, and they discovered thick saline solutions at the bottom of the ocean where they couldn't break through, right? Things like that. I mean, they're why are they telling you this stuff?
So what do you call it when you trust something that you can't verify yourself?
Blind faith.
Well, are they telling you the reality?
Or appeal to authority. Either appeal to authority or blind faith, one or the other. If you haven't verified it, it's blind faith.
Well, we can't test any of the claims. None of us can hop into our submarine and go down to the Marianas Trench to see the saline waters and bounce our ships off of them.
If I have a shovel, no, I'm just kidding. Go ahead.
There's certain things you can verify.
That's when I knew I was a flat earther, when I came home from school after they taught me that it was a globe, and I asked them why didn't I fall, and I went home and dug a hole, and I threw the shovel down and was like, dang it.
There you go, bro. And also, if you pour water in the hole, guess what? The surface is usually flat, right? Or I guess not flat because there's ripples and waves, whatever, but relatively. It's not a sphere, right? Get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm just saying that if in this guy's mind, if he was able to dig all the way through the alleged sphere Earth,
oh yeah,
right where you get past the center,
yeah,
your body would just flip over for some reason. Your body
yeah,
would,
you'd float
like everybody else on that.
See, I like his question. It brings it right back to the basics. Like, I love these guys' questions. It's so cool.
Yeah, I mean, the question it's an honest question, because if someone asks you what's underneath, what's above it, what's to the left of it, what's to the right of it, what's on the other side, all of these are, concept, like real life experience that we're referencing because we're used to dealing with objects that we can examine what's on every single angle inside of it, but no one knows until you go there. So you'd have to start digging or take some kind of vehicle to travel across Antarctica, or you'd have to fly really high or dig really deep or something. Otherwise,
Let's
no
ask
one
you the
knows.
same question.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
that's all I'm trying to get
Let's
at.
ask him the same question and then let people
Speculation.
he will answer.
Yeah, what's beyond space? Let's go there. I mean, we could do the infinite regression fallacy either way. You could ask him, what does space expand into? What's at the edge of the universe? What's underneath space? You
No,
know,
no. The same question, what is under the
under the globe?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no one. Well, that
If
assumes
he want
underneath
to,
it.
if he want to answer, that we can hear what he thinks. We don't
What's
know.
under the globe? Oh yeah, what's under
The
the?
We don't know
answer
what
is
is under.
nobody knows. It's all speculation.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
can only get so far.
That's the point. Why you asking me the question? What is under the flat Earth, and you don't even know what is under the globe?
There's nothing under the globe. Literally nothing. That's where everything came.
Well, the thing is, in order for nothing or something to be under the globe, it would have to already be presumed to exist, right?
Yeah, the globe's only in your head. Literally.
Yeah, that's funny.
Can you prove me how gravity is not working?
Gas.
Yes, I can prove gravity's not working. How do you get a submarine to go
But
up
in
to
a
the
sense,
surface
gravity
level or down?
gravity is existing. You need to prove that it's not existing. In that
How do
sense.
you get a submarine to go
Yeah.
to the surface of the water or down to the depths of the water? How do you get a submarine to do that?
Dive.
No, you let air in to go up.
Oh yeah,
and
right.
get
Sorry.
rid of water, the
My
exact
bad.
medium that it's in.
Go ahead, Miggy.
All right, so
You
there's
extract the medium that you're in to go up, and you bring in the medium that you're in to go down because you also have the submarine.
All right, so we have Larry Butter that joined our chat. He's VC verified. I want to see if anybody can give him
Axial
No, I got it. I got it.
I think James got it,
Curvature.
but
no curve, not
Axial
moving, and no
rotation,
space.
yeah,
Vacuum of space.
the first one is Earth curvature, proof of that. The second one is axial rotation, proof of that. The third one is the vacuum of space, proof of that. So, Larry Butter, are you there?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Okay, so somebody's going to chime in with the 3 points that we were talking about previously before you entered, and just go through them with you and see what your knowledge is on them. There's no right or wrong answer here, so there's not really like pressure for you to kind of get it right. It's
Yeah. I'm kind of new to this whole thing, so
yeah, man, no problem.
I don't do
that's
too
what
well.
this is designed
So I'm gonna,
for. This is designed for you.
I'm gonna ask who wants to actually engage with Larry Butter. Only one person can at a time, so I don't want 5 people chiming in and drawing the person that's talking to him away from.
I'll give it a shot, but if
Yeah,
anybody
you go-
else wants to, I don't have to be the guy.
All right, James wants to step up. He said, but if anybody else wants to jump in, you guys can do that. If not, he'll
You
do
got
it.
it, James.
All right, James, you're up, man. Go ahead,
All
Larry.
right, so
you and
it's
James.
Larry, right?
Yeah.
Larry, did you hear? Was you listening to the Discord prior to this about the 3 templates he's talking about?
Yeah, just a little bit. I think I got it. Do you have a picture?
Well, like he was saying, there's no right or wrong answer, but the 3 points would be the curvature of the Earth, how it was measured to give validity.
Yeah. Okay. I think I got
Right.
that.
And the second one would be, I could be wrong here, but gas pressure without a container.
That makes sense.
It was axial rotation.
Oh yeah, it
Oh,
was.
okay.
It was axial.
Yeah.
Axial rotation, Earth-based.
Earth-based, yeah, rotation.
Right. And
So
then the other one would be traveling to a medium as a vacuum, into a vacuum.
Okay.
Okay, now the first point. Go ahead, James.
Yeah, so where did you get the measurement of the curvature?
Where did I get it?
Yeah. How do you know that it's a curve? How do you? For something to be a sphere, there must be curvature.
Honestly, I just kind of believe what I was taught, you know?
And what was you taught?
That, yeah, it's a sphere. They've been to space and they have the satellites.
So they didn't even teach you how it was measured?
Well, no, they measured it and they have all the countries and it's all space. I mean, Google Maps
Yeah, I
basically.
believe the radius is 3,959 miles.
Mhm.
How did they get that?
I'm honestly not sure.
So point one would be a belief.
Yes.
Yeah.
You can't verify it. Would you agree?
Yeah, I just believe it. I don't have any proof.
And then axial rotation of the Earth. They say that the sun is sitting still, the Earth is turning.
Yeah, I don't know about that one.
I kind of lured you into that. I'm sorry.
No, that's
so there's
okay.
no you have no individual verification as to whether or not the Earth is actually moving or the heavens above you are moving.
I don't know. I guess the seasons kind of are. I mean, that's what I've been told is the seasons are kind of the proof where you have winter, spring, summer, fall, and it changes based on where Earth is on its axis.
But there's no measurement like there. You're just gonna say we have different seasons, so the Earth is a sphere.
I mean, I guess so. Well, what do the seasons like? How do you know how they're caused?
Well, we keep track of them, by the sun, moon, and stars. But I don't think Miggy hit on this point earlier. Within the heliocentric model, when the sun is furthest from the Earth, it's actually summertime. When it's closest to the Earth, it's actually wintertime. Now that makes no sense.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
But that's literally what the heliocentric model says.
Mm-hmm.
But you have no proof or verification yourself, right? Like what you're just gonna say we have winter, summer, and therefore the Earth's a sphere?
Well, no, it's just they're
And
small
I'm not trying to be
pieces.
sarcastic.
No, yeah, I no, you're good. Don't worry. It just yeah, that's all I'm getting from it is it just kind of just makes sense what we've been taught and how it kind of just clicks. But I guess yeah, if they don't have any like numbers or proof, I can totally see why the Earth is flat.
Well, it's not. I'm not even saying that. I'm just saying that that's point number two. That you just, again, and no offense, you just believe.
Yeah, it honestly, it is most of it is belief.
Well, at least you admit that. That's crazy.
Yeah, I mean I came here to this Discord to try to learn more about what else is out there, what other options they have. Not like options obviously, but like I don't know, I'd heard of flat earth, but I just didn't know how in depth it was and how much evidence there actually was to support it.
Right. And do you think that for the third point, like if we just made an aquarium and we put a barrier in the middle of the aquarium, and on one side we'll just say we put 14 psi.
Yeah.
And on the other side of the barrier, we put a negative pressure. I know that some people say there's no such thing as a negative pressure, but
Yeah, like a vacuum
a pressure
kind of.
lower than the other side.
Yeah.
And then we remove the barrier. What happened?
Oh, maybe an explosion of some sorts.
Well, just the higher pressure is going to equilibrize the whole aquarium.
Oh, well, yeah.
The whole container.
Mm-hmm.
It'll just equalize instantly.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So how do we have Earth, a gas pressure that we breathe, and then a vacuum with no barrier. Alleged outer space.
I've heard it's because of the atmosphere, and that's kind of the barrier.
Isn't atmosphere made of gas?
Yeah, but you know how if you put oil in water, the oil goes above the water? They're both liquids, but the oil is above the water, blocking it out from the air. I think the atmosphere is kind of the barrier.
Why does the oil stop at the surface of the water and not continue up through the air?
Well, because it's a liquid, not a gas.
So your whole argument is the density of the mediums we're talking.
Yeah, exactly. It's just kind of a difference in density.
Yeah, but you can't have pressure, right, without a container.
Well, think of your example of the fish tank. That glass barrier is the atmosphere in the globe example.
So you're using gas as a barrier.
Yeah,
can you use gas as a barrier within the container or aquarium that?
No, not exactly.
Remove the barrier and equilibrize the container.
But even air can be used just to separate like water. If you put air bubbles in there, you can separate 2 blocks of water. And also, the Earth has the ozone layer as well, which is.
What is the water in this experiment?
Well, in this experiment, it's
put the air in.
It's in the glass. It's
in a what?
It's in a glass cube, glass container.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, but that was just an example. Does anyone else want to jump in?
I have a quick question.
Ozone layer has a hole in it.
Let him.
Where'd I go wrong, Miggy?
All right, so I'll just run through the points real quick. I'll show.